Hi, this is Paige from Mosaic Moments, and today I'm going to show you how to create a circle shape on the Mosaic Moments grid. In order to do this, you will need the Horizon die set, which is available on snapandcrop.com. What you are viewing now are the materials that will be used to create the layout. As you can see, I planned what paper I'm going to use and all the photos and where exactly they're going to be placed around my circle. So let's get started. First, I am going to cut a few background pieces. We do this because we find that it helps you place the pieces easier on the grid paper, and you'll see in a little bit how I will use the background. And I did this 4 times with die set C. Now I'm cutting with one of the dies from set A. For the cardstock, I just would use something that's just cheap, like white or just leftover cardstock you won't use anymore. So I also cut the square 4 times. So I'm just showing this first die to show you how it should look. The bigger section is going to be where the pattern paper goes, and the triangular section is going to be where the photo goes. To begin, I'm going to cut my pattern paper. I will be using the majority of it on my layout to make the full circle. Since I am starting with the top left corner, I'm also cutting the top left part of my paper. This way it'll all line up as best I can get it later. Just now I pointed my finger over the corner section. It's very important that you pay attention to where your die will cut on the paper or photo. So in the end, your circle will look accurate. So I'm paying attention again where my corner is going to go. Right now I'm just trimming down the photos because I don't need to use the whole thing to trim the corner. So again, I'm making sure it's on the bottom right. So when I make my circle, it'll look accurate. Roll it through, and now I have my corner piece. So now I'm going to piece this whole square section together. So first I just glue, or make sure there's glue in each corner. And then I'm going to bring my background piece in and glue this pattern paper on top of it. And then the photo piece. This just makes it easier to place it all on the grid paper. Now that's all finished, now I glue the background piece so that I can line it up right on the grid. Okay, so I lined up the next die so it lines up with the previous one. The skinny part will be my paper and the larger part will be another photo. Right now I am going to follow the same steps as I did with the square cut. Right now I am only cutting enough of the pattern paper to fill the smaller section of this die. Again, you really want to pay close attention on where the die is going to cut. So in this case, I made sure the smaller section was on the left side, and I also want to make sure it's going to cut it in a vertical way so it looks accurate on the grid. Now I'm going to cut my photo with the larger section. Again, I want to make sure the curve is on the left side so I don't get it mixed up later, or else it would be upside down. So I'm cutting it through, and now I have the larger piece. So now I'm going to put all the pieces together. So grab my background piece. Usually I start with the skinny piece first. It's easy to line up on the background. And now I just need the larger piece to be glued down and placed carefully right next to it. The background piece is great because it helps you line up everything. And then it's easier when you're done to put it on the grid paper. And you're kind of seeing a partial circle right there. So now I'm just placing the die on the grid just to let you see how the next piece will line up. So my photo will be in the smaller section and my paper will be in the large section. Again, you want to pay close attention to where the die is going to lay on your paper or photo when you cut it. So in this case, I really wanted to make sure that the corner was placed on the top right, so that my circle will line up and that my paper will be all straight and not upside down or anything like that. Okay, so now I'm going to speed things up and let you watch how I create the rest of the circle. Again, make sure your die is placed correctly over your paper or photo before you roll it through the machine. I will be placing the dies over each section as I go so you can see how it should look, so your circle can be accurate. Enjoy watching. You will hear me again near the end of the video. Hey, I'm back. So now the circle's almost finished. We just need the center part. So the center part is pretty easy. All you gotta do is grab die set A and make a 4x4 square and use the layering die to cut your photo. Now you just need to glue the back of each piece and stick it around on the grid paper, and your circle will be completed. So I'm finally finished and I'm happy with the way it turned out. I love how the pattern paper wraps around the photos, and I just love this circle design. So yeah, I definitely recommend the Horizon die set. It's amazing. Thanks for watching, and see more on mosaicmoments.com.